reason number 33 to get a Nissan. The cold. Because winter isn't done with us yet. Good thing the 2026 Nissan Rogue was built to conquer all conditions. With intelligent all-wheel drive, standard heated front seats, heated steering wheel, and heated mirrors, you can leave the worst of winter out in the cold. Lease the 2026 Nissan Rogue S starting at 0.4% for up to 36 months. Includes a 0.5% loyalty rebate for qualifying Nissan customers. Until March 2nd on approved credit. Conditions apply. Details at Nissan.
Robyn Flynn filling in for Elias Makos. It's been almost a week since workers were ordered back to work at Canada Post, ending this several weeks long strike. But now it's time to clear the massive backlog of mail and packages. While postal workers have returned to their jobs, Canada Post is asking the public for patience as it works through delays, with holiday deliveries remaining uncertain. Small businesses and Canadians are waiting for things like passports. I remember a story from a month ago of somebody who was waiting on their father's ashes. I myself am waiting for a new credit card because I have a card that expires at the end of this month and my new one was already sent in the mail, and I am waiting for that card, hoping I get it before the end of the month, and a million other things that are going on right now. So we wanted to check in with Lorraine Muller. She's a letter carrier for Canada Post. Thanks so much for being here, Lorraine. Happy to chat with you.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
So how have things been for the past week? I imagine it's been somewhat contentious because this isn't the way everybody wanted this situation to go. What's morale like?
I would say there's a big mix because a lot of letter carriers across the country are super happy to be doing what they love. A lot of us have a passion for our work, and it's much more important to us than any other part of, the quote unquote working conditions. It's the fact that we get to see our customers and, deliver mail and parcels, to the best of our offering like a service plus, and we care deeply for the community. So a lot of people are very, very happy, and the clients are greeting the letter carriers with, gifts and cards and words of encouragement. And so in that respect, it's been really nice. But my experience is actually sort of the complete opposite, because I've not only lost my depot, so I've lost my postal family of 30 people that I've been working at for 7 years because they closed it permanently. But I'm now in the new system, which is a really dehumanizing work method that I don't feel is more efficient at all. I feel it's much more costly. It's going to lead to many more burnouts and injuries. So unfortunately, I'm not seeing my customers anymore. I miss them terribly. I'm inside sorting 8 hours a day.
Wow. Is that because of the backlog?
No, that's because of the restructuring of everything.
Okay.
And so this was, it's a position I chose, but I didn't choose it because I wanted to do it. I wholeheartedly disagree with this new system called Separate, Sort, Delivery. I could talk for hours about it, about what's bad about it. But the thing is, it was, for many reasons, I chose this just for a few months until I can bid on a route, possibly my old route, so that I get to see my customers again, because that's really important to me.
Yeah, of course. It's interesting because when the news came that the workers were being ordered back to work, I side with the workers. I always do. But I was excited to get some mail again, right? And I thought, it'll take a few days before I actually see anything in my mailbox, but I still haven't received anything at all, not even a piece of junk mail. So there must be quite the backlog.
I'm very unclear to me what's happening, because we do share pictures internally, and it looks like there's a lot of backlog, but the thing is, here locally, we're not really getting as much as we would expect to get at this time of year. So I'm not sure what the logistics of it is. It's very unclear. I can't speak for Canada Post.
Of course.
For whatever issues there might be in getting the stuff to us, but from my experience, the volumes at the moment have been very low, and surprisingly so. Like, it would have taken 1 or 2 days to get through the backlog, I would imagine. I did see a bunch of letters that were sent out on the 14th of November, for example, because sometimes they have the date stamp on them.
Right.
So I saw that in the first couple of days, but I'm very surprised at the volumes. So I mean, we're going to see what happens tomorrow and what happens Friday, but it's I don't really understand. It's like there's a disconnect unless those pictures are not real.
Yeah. Or, I would imagine, like, for example, most people knew that there was a strike happening, so they made other arrangements. Like, instead, usually they would use Canada Post to ship their gifts, and they said, well, I can't do that this year, so they chose another option, UPS, FedEx, what have you. This year I just didn't send Christmas cards, and usually I send like 100 Christmas cards to friends and family, and I just didn't at all this year because it was just too expensive to explore other options. But I did go to Canada Post last week because my mom lives in Newfoundland. So I wanted to, as soon as they opened that night, I was at the post office trying, and I paid for 3-day delivery, and the lady working the counter was very, very sweet. And she said, it might arrive in 3 days. I was like, oh, okay. She said, but if not, it'll probably be there by Friday, like the 27th. I was like, okay, that'll do,
It might just be a local issue that's going on, but it's not. I mean, there are cages upon cages upon cages in the plant in Ville Saint Laurent. So
yeah.
I'm curious how come our volumes have been. I understand people have found alternative solutions, so that makes sense.
Right.
But I don't really understand a lot of what's going on. Actually, I also heard that the one thing I do every year that's the most heartwarming and beautiful part of the side benefits of this job is I handle the Santa letters. So we volunteer our time. We've been doing it for over 50 years. It's something that started from letter carriers that wanted to do this in their community. It started over 5 decades ago, and it's something really important to me. And I've started hearing that across the country, management is coming and saying, give us those letters, give us the ones that haven't been personalized yet, and you're not doing those anymore, and next year corporation is going to take care of it. So I really hope that's just a rumor, because it's like one thing on top of another right now,
Yeah, I noticed, because there's a Canada Post facility near my house, and I had noticed that when the workers were outside during the strike, they had set up a box that said letters for Santa. Was that something that some areas were still doing through the strike?
Almost every picket line had one. We had one in NDG.
I love that.
Yeah. And it's great because the kids would come, and it was, oh my God, it's the best thing. It's the best fringe benefit of this job. It's the contact with the community. So what's really nice this year is that it was really people in our community writing letters, and so we know them. So we can answer, and we can maybe say and say hi to your cat or whatever, like that. That kind of because Santa writes the letters, obviously, but then the elves personalize it. So the elves will add a little note, and they know your family, so they know you have a new baby or whatever.
Yeah, of course. Wow.
And it's something we do volunteer, so I can't imagine that the corporation would want to pay somebody to do that, and it would mean less, if that was true. So I'm really hoping that I'm totally off the mark here, but that's what's been going. It's just been a bizarre feeling, I find, between management and workers. So it's there's a lot of levels to this.
Of course. Of course. We're just running out of time. We're up against the clock, Lorraine. I do appreciate Lorraine Muller, letter carrier for Canada Post. Thank you so much for coming on and giving us a quick update. Appreciate it. Happy holidays, Lorraine.
Thank you. Same to you. Merry Christmas to everybody, and I hope everybody gets their Christmas presents.
Oh, I hope so too. There she goes.